One. Hello, everybody. This is Stalsona, accompanied by Eric, Matt, and Tim, as we are going to run through our predictions for SummerSlam. You'll never see it coming, happening from the Thunderdome. How are you all feeling about that, boys? Yes, this is.
I didn't fuck it up this time.
Another attempt, because we shot all of our takeover predictions. Check those out in our recommended videos to the side, and we had to run those back because OBS is very, very cool. But anyway, we're gonna go through match by match, give our predictions and thoughts, and we will go from there. So without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so first up, it is for the Raw Tag Team Championships. It is the Street Profits defending against Andrade and Angel Garza. Tim, for your second time today, who are you going for and why?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for helping me out. I'm going for Andrade and Angel Garza. Look, they need it, and it'll be cool. Boom.
I'll go next. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I just think that the heels needed more, and there's already a storyline between them because the whole who poisoned Montez Ford situation. So I'm going to go with the heels, though I won't be too shocked if the faces pull off the win, especially if Belair gets involved. But we'll see. I think the heels pulling this one off is more likely.
I have to agree. Eric, I'm going with. Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'm going with Andrade and Garza. If anything, Bianca will definitely get involved. I don't know why she's not even on this graphic. She was with them on Raw. And then there's going to be a rematch, probably a payback, and maybe something on Raw, like a 6-man woman mixed tag. But yeah, I definitely think Andrade and Garza need this win more.
You'll never see it coming, Street Profits.
That's going to be the whole theme of this video. Get ready for a lot of those references, guys.
And a lot of World of Tanks.
Yeah, shout out to them as a sponsor.
World of Tanks.
Shout out to World of Tanks.
Play it.
No, absolutely not. All right, next.
Next up, let's go to the next graphic. Next up, in a very rarely seen stipulation, it is a hair versus hair match. It is Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville, and a stipulation that we have not seen for the women. It's WrestleMania 21 or 20. It was
20.
One of those two.
20.
Yeah, 20. It was 20. 21 was something else. Let's see. I'll go first. As I said, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to see Deville go for something else and come out of this feud as the victor, I just think they're going to have Mandy win, especially since we've already seen the visual of Sonya cutting off part of Mandy's hair, not entirely, of course. So I feel like they're going to have Mandy at least get a feel-good victory, and I don't know if she's going to at least cut off all her hair. I feel like they may not do it, or maybe like just trim like one side, keep it to like shoulder length. I think that will look cool. That's just me. But what are the rest of us thinking?
Well, I'm excited to see a hair versus hair match. It's a very old school type of situation. We saw a lot of hair versus hair matches back in Memphis during like the Jerry Lawler eras, and that's how when someone was leaving a territory, they would do a hair versus hair match. And I believe Jerry Lawler's undefeated in hair versus hair matches.
So Jerry Lawler's gonna win. Here's what you're saying.
Jerry Lawler's gonna win.
He's gonna be the special guest enforcer.
You'll never see it coming.
Never see it coming. And a weird thing about me as a person, if I can see someone's hairline, I do try to picture them bald if I'm just like bored. And just looking at Mandy and Sonya, I think Mandy will look better bald, but she's like the blonde bombshell on SmackDown, so I don't think Vince's gonna go for it. So Mandy's gonna win, and Sonya is gonna get her head shaved.
Mandy, because she's Mandy and she's blonde.
Fucking Vince McMahon's school of thought processing. Sonya Deville here because, yeah. I got no explanation for that one.
Pretty much, yes. Scott has picked Mandy, and Sam, yes, that is right, Sam Little has also picked Deville. So, moving on, let's go to the next match. Next up, for the United States Championship, a feud that's been going on for, I feel like, a good while now. It's just this was supposed to happen in Extreme Rules, but Apollo wasn't unavailable for it. So, we're getting a run back for it at SummerSlam. We have seen these two fight on Raw, and Apollo did win. So that's going to kind of influence my pick here. I think I'm going to go for Apollo, just to keep him as a singles guy going on and move on from this feud. However, there is a decent case for MVP and the Hurt Business, but with Raw Underground as a thing and then being the guys behind that, I think they should be more focused on that and anything else going on. What do the rest of you think?
I'm going to go on a limb. I want to say MVP. I like what he's doing. He's one of the highlights on Raw right now. He's come back at the Royal Rumble. It was supposed to be a one-off thing, and he didn't get that big of a reception. So I'm really glad he stayed on, became a full-time talent, and is getting a really good run in. and I think he's a good mouthpiece for all these guys that really needed a mouthpiece. Apollo is the safer bet to go with. I can see that because MVP is the older guy. You probably want to put over younger talent, but I kind of want to see this feud keep going. So I kind of want to see MVP win this.
These Tim and Schmidt.
I'm going with MVP. You can't introduce something like the Hurt Business and then not have MVP be the champ.
But he's the mouthpiece. He's not like Bobby Lashley who murders people.
Yeah.
MVP.
MVP because MVP.
All right, and that's next.
MVP is still trying to get Apollo on there, and then so he's gonna win the U.S. title, and then MVP's gonna go Apollo. You see what I did for myself? Imagine what I could do for you, and they try to get Apollo in the Hurt Business.
Everybody gets. Wait, did Scott also pick Apollo or he pick MVP?
MVP.
So everybody gets Sam and I, because I know Sam also picked Apollo.
I think MVP will win because Lashley spears Cruz out of his feet.
But they're banned from ringside. You need the ref to be down.
No,
who says
but
the ref
now,
is gonna see?
But they're going to introduce someone new to the Hurt Business. That's
It's
why
it's gotta be like Shelton and Ricochet or something like that.
I know
Be
because
Otis.
you can see it. It specifically said. It specifically says Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are banned from ringside. Doesn't mean anybody else. If it says everyone is banned from ringside,
It's fair. We'll
Great
see.
finish.
what the fuck?
Yeah, look, it's me again.
See, this time I know we can cut that because we have audio.
It's true. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, going back to the women's action, we have the Raw Women's Championship match. It is the double champion, Two Belts Banks. Yes, that's actually what she calls herself. Sasha Banks taking on the former champion, Asuka. Tim, who are you going for and why?
I'm going for Cricket Wireless.
Shout out to Cricket Wireless, by the way.
Never see it coming.
And World Tanks.
Exactly. I'm going Asuka on this one. I think in how the matches will line up, I think SmackDown will be first, and then Asuka will eke out a victory in this one.
Fair enough. I'm also going to go for Asuka here. It's a bit weird of how I think this will go, but also when you look at it, Asuka is actually on Raw, whereas Sasha Banks is a SmackDown superstar still. So logically, I'd imagine Asuka could pull this out, but I won't be too shocked after what we saw at Extreme Rules, how crazy that got, and everything that's followed since then. But if I had to pick, I think Asuka will win back the Raw title at the very least. Eric, what are you thinking?
I wish I did the graphics different. I wish I did the Asuka Bayley match first, because what I think is going to happen is when we'll get to, I'll talk more about Bayley later in the next slide. I think Bayley's going to win, but Sasha's going to help somehow distract the referee or whatever. Some dirty shit's going to happen.
So it's some usual stuff with them.
Yep. And then, but then Asuka will defeat Sasha Banks, and Sasha will be like, Bayley, where were you? I helped you out in your match. Why didn't you help me out in mine? And then at Payback, they will have the women's tag team title match, and they will lose. And then Sasha will be like, that's when she does a full turn on Bayley.
Maybe.
Payback is set up for Sasha's turn on Bayley. That's what it's for.
That's also that's already they already have a match announced for that too.
Yes.
So that would make sense. We just don't know who they're facing. We should. Let's see who we have Schmidt and Tim. Did you say yours yet?
Yeah, I said Asuka. Schmidt.
Yeah. So it leaves Schmidt. So yeah, is this across the board? I think Sam also picked Asuka.
No, Sam picked Sasha.
Idiot. Never mind. I don't know who Scott picked. So.
Scott also picked Asuka.
Okay, so everyone gets Sam on this one. Moving on to the other one. There it is. Okay, why is the render different? I want to know that. But this is the other women's championship match. It is Asuka from NXT taking on Bayley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, who is also the women's tag team champion. So I'll go first. I've gone for Bayley here. It depends on the match order, but I think
Yes.
Eric said it really well, where it's they'll do this one first, and then Bayley will win via nefarious means, and then it has a bite in the ass in the next match. So that's what I think will happen, and this is actually plant those seeds for the eventual feud as we get closer and closer to 2033 when it actually happens. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Bayley on this one. It's also the thing of Asuka's on Raw, Bayley's on SmackDown, so it's yeah. I mean, there is a draft coming up, so maybe they want to change things then. We'll see. We should know when the draft is happening. Tim, what are you thinking?
Draft number 12 of the year. I'm going with Bailey. She is on a really meteoric rise right now, and she should hold on to this belt longer.
Yeah, it's just a matter of when they do the match, when they want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the match was champion last year at SummerSlam too, and still has it.
Booyah.
Even though she lost for a week. Eric, what are you thinking?
Bailey on this one. I explained it in the last one. Well, I think really whatever the match order is, it really determines how this is going to go. So if the Raw Women's Championship match is first, we are all screwed, or
We're all dumb. We're all really stupid.
Or WWE is stupid. What I thought of was great. But yeah, I'm going with Bailey for the SmackDown Women's Championship match.
Yes.
SmackDown Women's
And
Tag Team.
Schmidt, that leaves you.
Bailey, because she's a Karen.
I mean, yes.
Said get fucked.
All right, that does it for that one. Let's move on to our next big one. Yes, and I was hoping this would be next. I'm so excited. I'm actually genuinely excited for this one.
You'll never see it coming.
It is Walter making his big return from Austria in a street fight, taking on Seth Rollins in a rematch from Raw in 2019. For some reason, Rey Mysterio is there as well. I don't know why. And Murphy is in Rollins' corner because, well, yeah, that just makes sense. Tim, who are you going for and why?
God damn, he really is a large kid, isn't he?
Scary.
He also has a neck beard as fuck.
Dude, shave the neck beard. This could be a bold choice. I know. I'm going with Seth Rollins.
Oh.
Look, let's be real with each other. No, there's no way. That kid's gonna be wailed on for 8 minutes.
He already got wailed on Raw. We saw what happened to him.
Yeah, he's gonna get wailed on to Electric Boogaloo.
In front of his father?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's sad. It's gonna be depressing to watch.
Then you go for the Mysterio tag team.
Oh boy. Eric, what are you thinking?
I'm agreeing with Tim. I'm going with Seth Rollins on this one. He's gonna go full heel on Dominic Mysterio, completely wreck him, and then just cut a mean ass promo on him afterwards. Dominic still has to pay his dues in his business. In wrestling.
He already did. We saw what happened on one Raw.
Oh, on one Raw, when people have been, for years would just be setting up the ring and taking them, and jobbers. Took with the Hardys. They were jobbers for years, taking punishment, and Dominic Mysterio gets hit with a couple cane shots on one night of Raw.
You hear what Brock did to him too?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Schmidt, what about you?
I'm actually gonna go the opposite and say Dominic is gonna win. Because it would just be a feel-good storyline to just see, feel-good moment to just see Dominic and his father see Dominic win his first ever match, and it would just be a really feel-good moment. Especially that Rey Mysterio better have a fucking eye patch on her, I swear to God.
Yeah, he does it in this graphic, which is really weird. So if this wasn't a street fight, I would have said Rollins, plus Rey is there now. But since it is a street fight and Rey is there, I'm gonna go for Dominic Mysterio. Just mainly because the stipulation, Rey is there, so it's all good. There can be some comeuppance for Seth from Rey, and eventually leads to Big Dom winning. Maybe Dom get his own back with the kendo stick spot.
No, what's gonna happen is
I'm pissing off you guys right now.
No, Buddy is gonna, or Murphy, whatever fucking.
He's Murphy. He's just Murphy.
Murphy is gonna stand on Mysterio's blind side and then come up and just hit him with a big knee. And he's gonna be gone. He's gonna be gone. Boom.
Listen, he's gonna V-trigger his eye patch off.
Mysterio will never see it coming and get knocked out.
All right, I'm gonna mute
his other eye in the process. And I think Sam also picked Rollins, I believe.
I say that Rey Mysterio should take out fucking Seth's eye.
Sam we should get Seth Rollins.
Make him.
Yeah, I think it's everybody. I think it's everybody gets Schmidt and I on this one.
This is correct.
Yep, Scott also being probably the safe pick here. So let's go on to. I think we only have 2 matches left at this point. So let's go on to the next one. Yes, this one. In the Universal Championship match. This feud's been happening since April, after Braun won the title from Goldberg at Mania. It is this graphic is wrong. Braun's bald now. So it's bald Strowman taking on The Fiend. First time we've seen The Fiend, I think, since that bad night in Saudi Arabia, at least wrestling a match. So I'm going to go... that was a really bad night. We all didn't have a good day. So I'm going to go first.
WrestleMania at the Firefly Funhouse.
That's true. But like wrestling, like in the ring, like not in a John Cena's fever dream. You know,
Not LSD.
Yes, that was great. So I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say The Fiend. I have not been into Braun's title reign at all. I think it's been incredibly forgettable, and I just think there's more interest with The Fiend. Plus, they add the Bliss element, which I think is interesting because like you see The Fiend like maybe try to change Bliss's perspective on Braun, and we saw Braun literally military press a woman. Like, okay. That's a thing, and that's not going to leave her very happy. So that could play into this match. I'm really curious. But also, like, do we want to see The Fiend get pinned once again during a match? So unless they do the cash-in thing, which I think that would equally be as bad.
Yeah.
Because who cares about Otis at this point? I'm going to go for The Fiend.
I do as well.
I agree with The Fiend. The Fiend's definitely going to win. Braun is just like, from the start, I never cared about it. It's just a replacement for Roman. Which I get it. I get why Roman's not here. But yeah, I just don't care for Braun. I don't care that he shaved his head. You can tell he was gonna shave it because his hair is receding faster than Baron Corbin's hair. And
yep,
get boned.
It's just like, oh, he's bald now. I don't care.
Just like, I mean, he's being more of an asshole, but like that's pretty much it. He's like the Braun of old, which is better. But it's like you're kind of like 3 years too late on the title reign.
Timing's not great.
I mean, I get why, but it's like you're 3 years too late, brother. It's given to anybody else, it would have been better.
Yeah.
All right, this leaves Schmidt and Tim. What are you guys thinking?
Fiend, because Fiend.
Damn.
And Tim?
As much as I wish I could go with the brown snowman,
It didn't work in Extreme Rules for you.
I gotta go with Captain Devil Boy over here.
All right,
that's the reason.
I think everybody gets Sam. I think Sam picked Braun on this one.
The only way Brown Snowman is winning is if we get Otis, because Otis, as Blue Universal Champion, is just a meme.
Dude, if Otis,
it's just a big meme.
If Otis like came out after the Fiend one, he looks at that, turns around, says no.
You'd have to leave because like you want to fucking cash in on that guy who will probably terrorize you forever.
Or what's gonna happen is that if Otis cashes in on the Fiend, he's gonna lose.
He has to lose because, like, no, they won't have fucking Otis beat Fiend.
I don't want Otis to lose his cash-in.
He's gonna lose his cash-in at this point. Nobody cares.
To be the NXT champion.
He will lose. I think he's gonna lose his cash-in. He hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on. We'll get into an argument about this on the podcast instead.
Main event.
This should be the main event.
You never see it coming.
Plus, look what the show's named after. So it just makes perfect sense that this main event is also World of Tanks, and he'll come out in a tank. Shout out to Miro. So it is for the WWE Championship. It is Drew McIntyre. Oh, that's racist. And taking on Randy Orton. I did try. That was very bad. I feel bad for all the Scottish viewers that we have. So, if any, that's true. Eric, who are you going for and why?
I'm going for Randy Orton. Randy Orton has been the best thing about Raw, best thing about WWE throughout this whole quarantine. It's been a slow building up his this version of Randy Orton. It's been a slow build, starting with Edge, and then he went up for Christian, then Ric Flair, and I think like he's the best thing WWE's got going right now. And Randy's gonna win this, and then Drew is going to eventually win it back when crowds are allowed back.
Like there's a crowd here. Well, I guess we mean in-person crowds.
Yeah, but I think Randy Orton is still scheduled to win this. He has to win this.
Yeah,
he's been unstoppable.
Yeah,
I'm also going to agree. I think it should be Randall, Keith Orton, Keith Orton. Nah.
That was a horrible attempt at that song. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice stroke.
Fail.
Cam.
You just disappointed Adam Pacitti.
Is someone having a stroke?
Randy's winning this. There's no doubt about this one. That Randy has to win. He needs that one final title before he's like, all right, guys, I'm done. See you later.
If Randy tries like he did at Backlash, then yeah, I'll be fine with that. But if he just does like wrestle the entire time, I'm gonna be kind of annoyed at him. But I know that he does have to piss people off.
I think he'll try because this, he is enjoying this gimmick a lot more than he has with his other one.
He's enjoying being who he really is, an asshole.
An asshole.
A psychopath that we knew in 2009. That's pretty much what we know this Randy Orton as.
He
Right.
enjoys doing that, so I think he'll wrestle with the passion that he has.
Right. So originally, I actually picked Drew for this match because there's an actual crowd here, at least in some way, because Thunderdome, baby. But thinking about this more, I think I will change the Gambit over to the safe pick, in at least what a lot of people are saying, and go for the guy that the show is named after, in Randall Keefe. Hopefully he gets an RKO tank. That'd be very cool. Put that as DLC in World of Tanks. I would very much enjoy that. So, yeah, I think this is an across the board, isn't it? Because I think Sam also picked Orton.
It is
Orton
not.
Scott.
It is not an across the board.
Scott?
Yep.
Oh God.
Ooh. Scott with the
Pure
going out on
madman.
a limb. Hey, man, he can do it. But, yep, that is East as of right now. Any matches added on SmackDown tomorrow or before the show on Sunday will be counted as long as they're announced, like, not on the day of. But those will be counted individually. We won't be doing videos about those 'cause there's no point.
Where's the
But-
IC title match?
Yeah, that's well, he's doing it on SmackDown, not on SummerSlam.
Bro, he'll
Again.
do it at Payback.
Yeah, true. Payback is the week after this. There's probably be a lot of stuff set up for that show, like on this and all of next week. But that is our predictions for SummerSlam 2020. You'll never see it coming from the Thunderdome, baby. Again, this is stuff from the Shoot Style Sauna, accompanied by Eric, Matt, and Tim. Check out our other videos, like our NXT TakeOver 30 predictions, and our reviews coming out following those shows in the coming days. We'll see you very, very soon. Thank you all for watching.